Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day. This is your first time on my channel. My name is Sebastian. I do story times, vlogs, I do tea videos, I do it all. The whole point of my channel is sort of like we're best friends and we're just, are on your couch with pillows over our tummies, because we just ate alone, we're fucking bloated, and we're just chilling and talking and just telling stories. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. I would totally be so grateful. Trying to get to 10K as soon as possible, so you guys help a bitch out. But anyways, you guys, listen. I have a story time. This whole Armie Hammer cannibalism thing got me really thinking of a guy I dated, and I was like, you know what? There's not a better time than this to just tell this damn story and get it out of the way, because this is something that I have blocked. I have put it in a little box and I said, never again, bitch, never again. But it is time. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And let's get into the story. So you guys, this was back right before I met my husband. I want to say in 2011. And I recently moved to Colombia from Denmark. And I moved in there with one of my best friends and his roommates. This was a huge apartment. By the way, get a snack, get a drink, okay? Get comfy. Let me fix this for a sec. Okay, so it was a huge floor. It was 6-bedroom apartment. So it was amazing. It was with 4 other roommates, including my best friend. And we all bonded immediately. We had such an amazing time right away. And I then got a job at MAC Cosmetics. My uncle is a famous makeup artist in Colombia, actually. I mean, I call him uncle, but he's like my mom's best friend. And, I just got used to him, telling me to call him uncle. So I always call him uncle. So I went with him to MAC Cosmetics because he was doing the makeup for the Colombian version of Chicago. So I go to MAC and I meet the PR girl. She gives him the makeup. And then one thing led to another. I got hired. Don't ask me how. I think it's because, to be honest, I spoke perfect English and I was from the States. I really do think that's why she hired me, because I knew nothing about makeup. But anyways, so I worked at MAC, and I had a great time at MAC. But anyways, I'll tell you more stories about MAC later on, like when they fat shamed me, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, so I was at work doing my thing, and then I get one night, it was like a Saturday, I get a message from one of my roomies, and he was like, hey, we're gonna pick you up and we're gonna go out. So we had a favorite club called Teatron. In Teatron, you had like 6 floors of different kind of like atmospheres of clubs. So like, let's say the first floor was like pop, where they would play Britney, then they had reggaeton, then they had like, old school, whatever. So it was all different. And as soon as you actually entered the bar, you paid a fee for the whole night of drinks. So it was like a free bar type deal. So we were there, we were drinking, we were having some fun, we were grooving, blah, blah, blah. And it was my turn to go get the drinks. So I get our little tray, I go over to the bar, and I grab all the drinks, and I put them on the tray. And we're dancing, we're grooving, bitch. I'm feeling hot. You know that moment when you're tipsy, and you feel hot fucking shit. You feel so good about yourself, and you're like, everybody in here wants me, bitch. And you're talking to random girls in the bathroom, and you're lip syncing to your favorite songs. You're probably mispronouncing all the damn words, but you don't care because you're fucked up. Yes, I was that fucked up. And so before, I actually used to smoke as well. Keep that in mind. So I'm over here with my tray, and as I was arriving to the table, a bitch took a tumble. So I fell. All the drinks to the floor. I was mortified, bitch. When I tell you I was mortified, I was mortified. You know that old video called something Susie take a tumble or something like that? Well, I took a damn tumble, bitch. So anyways, I was so mortified. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go have a cigarette. I'll be right back. So I go with one of my roomies, we go out and have a cigarette, and we're there, and I'm getting some fresh air, and I'm just like, I cannot believe this happened. Like, this is crazy. So I'm over there, and we're smoking, and I see like this 6'5" guy walk over to us, And he comes and he just starts laughing. And he was like, I saw you fall, right? In Spanish. And I was like, oh, glad. I said something like, glad I entertained you. And I tell you guys, he was fucking huge. He was like 6'5". Like, he was huge. I'm like 5'7", you guys. So I was like up to his damn nipple. Okay. So anyways, so we're there with my roomies. We're having fun, blah, blah, blah. And then whatchamacallit. So he lights up a cigarette and we start smoking. And he starts, he asked me like where I'm from because I had an accent. Like, oh, I said, well, I'm from Miami. He said he spent time in Miami, blah, blah, blah. So my roommate was like, he said, do you want to come in or do you want to have another cigarette? And I always only smoke like one at a time. But I sort of wanted to continue the conversation with this guy. So I was like, no, I mean, I think I'll just have one more. And then he said, yeah, we'll have one more. We'll I'll bring him in, whatever. So we're talking. He says his name is Miguel, and we're vibing, and instantly I think him and I just knew we were hitting it off. So he's like, how about we like all get together, like we all party together tonight. I was like, I mean, sure. So his buddies, he had like 3 other guys with him and 1 girl, and we all got together. And we were dancing, and him and I were just talking the whole night. We were actually dancing. We were smoking, we were drinking, bitch. It was like a mess. And usually, it's a very big to have after parties. So one of his buddies said like, hey, we have an apartment in so and so, do you guys want to come over and we'll have like an after party? And we actually lived maybe 10 minutes from there. So we're like, okay. So, we were younger, bitch, a little irresponsible, but it is what it is. I love talking to strangers when I'm drunk, though. Like, that's my favorite thing, to make best friends at the bathroom when I'm drunk and like tell them all our life stories and just like fucking have a great time together. But anyways, so we go to the guy's house. We're having a great time. There's drinks. It's now probably like 5:30 a.m. And we're all fucked up. Like, when I tell you we're fucked up, every time that usually before, when I would get fucked up, this is what I would do. I do 2 things. Either I put sad songs like My Heart Will Go On or Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls or Disney like Beauty and the Beast, Part of Your World shit. Either I go that route or I go to I'm Britney Spears and I'm doing a concert for you guys. And that night I was Britney Spears doing a concert. So here I am, and I actually remember this. Here I am, and I feel like I am on stage at Madison Square Garden and I'm Britney Spears. So I just remember all of them sort of like sitting, some were passed out, some were just staring at me, still drinking. And I was over here doing a whole damn set list, bitch. Okay. When I tell you I was doing a whole set list, I went from like, she usually opens with like Work Bitch and she closes with like Toxic, or no, just kidding, Till the World Ends. So I'm over here and I'm like doing the original choreography. I probably look like a frantic, hot, bloated mess. So I'm over here and I just remember him like always like sort of looking at me and cheering me on and like smiling and laughing. Anyways, so we left and I gave him my number. We did not kiss or anything that night, nothing. We just had a really great party time. So anyways, I don't hear from him for like 2-3 days. And, I don't know, like I kind of felt like I wanted to hear from him, but at the same time, I didn't want to obsess about it because I usually always obsessed about things like, oh, is he going to call? Is he going to text? Is he going to call? Is he going to text? Is he going to text? So I didn't want to obsess with it, but unfortunately I did obsess. Anyways, I was at Mac one afternoon and, I was just there. I was doing my job and I did PR for them. And sometimes I was on the floor, like taking pictures or even like helping sell product, like whatever. So one afternoon I'm there and I think might have been like 3-4 days later. I think this was probably like on a weekend that we partied. So probably like a week went by. It was also Friday night. It was like the next Friday because we partied that night. So anyway, so I'm over there and I'm at the counter and I'm bending over, picking up some product to go fill up at the counter. And I see him, or no, I don't see him. I hear him say, hey, he's like, hey, you're flexible. Some bullshit like that. And I jump up and I'm like, oh my God, hi. So inside, I'm like, what the hell is he doing here? So I actually, to be honest with you, I got a little like, why, like in my head, I'm like, why are you even here? Do you know what I mean? So anyways, I actually kind of freaked out inside, to be honest, because I don't know, like, you are someone I partied with and, you know, you just randomly knew where I worked. Well, listen, thank God I didn't do like a scene, because I had actually told him that I worked at Mac. And, you know, drunk me even told him, like, whenever you're around, just pop by. So inside, I'm freaking out. And then I remembered, oh, right, that's true. So anyways, so he's like, hey, I was just doing like a bank errand and I came in and I wanted to say hi. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry I didn't text you, but I actually lost my phone that night when I left to go to his house, when he went to his house. So I was like, oh, that explains it, bitch. So I was like, yeah, I was wondering why you didn't text. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm here now. What do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, did you eat dinner? And I was like, no. So we went up to this place called Frisbee. Oh, girl, it is so good. It's like fried chicken, bitch. And I used to get like this fried chicken wrap. But I don't eat in front of boys, so I got a lemonade. Yep, I got a damn lemonade. I really regret. I should have fucking ate. But anyways, so this is what happened, you guys. Okay, so we're having dinner. I got a lemonade because I said that I just had a big lunch. And I can't believe I used to be so dumb. But anyways, so he's like, let's do something tonight. Let's gather the group and do something. And I was like, sure. So I text my friends. He texts his friends. And we all decide to meet at another club. I've been to that club one time before, but not, I mean, I don't think that I remember too much of that club, but all I know is that thank God it was very close to the house, to our apartment. So anyways, we all go to that club. Him and I take a cab together. And at this point at the restaurant, we were holding hands. While he ate his fried chicken and I drank my lemonade, we were holding hands. His hand was on his... no, just kidding. His hand was on my hand and my hand was on his leg while he was eating, right? So, we go to the club and we walk in holding hands because we're so cute. And then, bitch, we start dancing, you know, getting drunk again. And there's like a little kind of like stage area. So I, of course, being me, center of attention, thinking that he's Britney Spears when he's drunk, gets on stage and I started like singing. And I remember it was Super Bass by Nicki Minaj. And I was dancing to Super Bass. I was doing all the rap and I felt so good because I knew all the words and all this bullshit. So anyway, so I'm at the thing. And then to get down, you just had to like go through these like little stairs. But he actually like kind of catched me. And when he catched me, I kind of slid down and he just grabbed my, my Cardi B, my WAP, you know? And I was like, oh boy. So that night we started making out. Of course, we started holding hands. He started grinding on me, bitch. You know, I was like twerking my little WAP area. And I was like, yes, daddy. You know, I was doing all that stuff. And I have this rule that, you know, I've never really been into one night stands. I've never really done all that, you know, crazy things. On the dance floor, I love to make out. I love to grind. I love to do it. But when it comes to a more serious thing, I do take it very, very, very slow, bitch, okay? And I'm proud of it. That's just the way I am. So anyways, so he's getting hot and bothered, honey. He very hot and bothered. And so he was behind me and he kept kind of like nibbling my ear. And he kept nibbling and nibbling. And then he started nibbling kind of hard. And he started kind of biting and biting, bitch. And I was like, okay, girl, calm down, my earlobes, bitch. You know, do they have like fucking chocolate on them? No, bitch. So he started just like kind of hurting me. And then he went to my neck area and he started like, you know, kind of biting it, but just sort of like and look how red I got just from that. So imagine how red I was then. So he started kissing my neck and kissing and kind of biting and just like, you know, doing the most, to be honest with you. And like I don't mind a little tease here and there, bitch, but I am not an all-you-can-eat buffet. Okay, honey? Calm the fuck down, bitch. So I was like, unless you are Edward Cullen, you are not biting me, bitch. Okay? So he starts whispering things in my ear like, let me take you home. Let me take you home. I want to take you home. This and that. I'm like, no, daddy, no, I can't. I'm an innocent little girl. No, daddy. You know, I was like teasing him, bitch. I love teasing guys. It's just fun. So I'm over here teasing him. He's like, don't keep teasing me if I can't take you home tonight. And I was like, well, what if you can't take me home tonight? What if we do it another night? And he's like, feel this. And he let me feel he grabbed my hand and put it on his anaconda, bitch, on his anaconda. And I was like, oh boy, okay, here we go. You know, I was like, girl, where is that thing going? Not in my WAP, bitch, not in my WAP. So then I was like, oh boy. He was ready to go, honey. Like, it was like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, bitch. So anyways, I ended up not going home with him that night because, like I told you, I'm not like that. But then I started getting these text messages, and he started telling me that he is pleasuring himself and that he wishes I was there. And I was like, oh, you do? And I was like, okay, I mean, let me play along a little bit. So I was like, what would he do if I was there? And then he said, do you really want to know what I would do to you? And I was like, I mean, sure. And he said, okay, well, first, I'd make sure that you feel comfortable. I'd lay you down on a bed of roses. I start nibbling your neck. And I was getting into it, girl. You know, I was like, yes, okay. Roses, make sure there's no thorns, bitch. You know, I only want to be poked by one thing, girl. And then, okay, so then he said, you're laying on the bed of roses. You're looking beautiful. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm sticking in my tummy. My booty is out. I feel good, bitch. I feel good. Well, then he started telling me that he starts nibbling on my neck. And I was like, oh, yes. Then a nibble on my ear. And he's like, again, the ear. And then he said, then I turn you over. And I was like, oh, yes. And he said, I give you a massage. And I was like, ooh, a massage. Yes. Starts giving me a massage and this and that. He said, yes. And then while I'm giving you the massage, I started licking your neck. And I was like, yes, lick my neck. And then he said, then I'm going to bite you. And I was like, oh, okay. Bite me. Okay, a little nibble here and there. And he's like, yeah, I just want to bite you. I want to feel your vein pop in my mouth. And I was like, you want to feel my what pop in your mouth, bitch? Hell no. And I was like, huh? And I was like, wait, you want to do what with me now? And he's like, is that too much? And I was like, yes. And he's like, well, it's just like a metaphor. I would love to feel you in my mouth. And I was like, well, I mean, we can kiss. You know what I mean? We can do other things. And then anyways, he's like, so what would you do to me? And I was like, well, I said, I would kiss you and I would rub your shoulders, I said, I might even maybe sit on your lap a little and like grind here and there. And he's like, yeah, you want to nibble on my neck? And I was like, sure, I'll nibble on your neck, this and that. And then he started saying, all right, so now lay down for me. And I was like, okay, I'm laying down, daddy. Now what? And he's like, all right, so lay down, turn around. And I said, okay, I'm turned around. And I'm over here in my bed probably eating popcorn. Or I don't know what I was doing, to be honest with you. So I'm over here and I turned around. I was like, okay, daddy, now what? And he's like, all right, now close your eyes. This is going to feel really good, I promise. He said, I'm going to grab your arm. I'm going to grab it very, very hard. And then I'm going to bite it. And I'm not going to stop until you're screaming my name. And I was like, what now? He said, yes, I want to taste the blood inside my mouth. And I was like, hey, what now? And at this point in time, I honestly thought that this was like a practical joke. I thought that he was with all his friends laughing at me. So I stopped texting. All in all, I stopped texting. And I ran into my roommate's room. And it was like, I don't know what time. It was fucking late. And I was like, look. And he was reading, he's like, I want to grab your arm and I just want to bite it until you're screaming my name. And my roommate was reading this and he's like, yeah, I don't think he's joking. I think he actually wants to like bite you. Like he has like we were saying he has like a Wolverine vampire thing. Anyways. So I, of course, accept to go on another date with him and we go to a restaurant and he's eating meat. and he orders meat, and we don't talk about the text messages at all. The next morning, he just texts good morning like it was like nothing. So we're at this restaurant, he's eating meat, and I'm over here looking at him like every piece of meat he takes, I'm like, that could be my arm. Because now I'm like fucking, you know, I'm that's all I'm thinking about. So anyways, we go back to his place, because yes, I went to his place, and we're drinking some wine. He also had roommates, but he had his own like room, and he had like a little living area in his room. It was actually kind of big. And then we're sitting there, and he obviously knew that nothing was going to happen. The whole idea was to watch a movie. Now, I was not going to give him my WAP, but the only thing I was going to give him was maybe some making out and maybe some touchy here and there, but nothing else. So we're sitting there, and he puts the movie Hannibal. He just puts the movie Hannibal, and he starts telling me that this is one of his favorite actors. And I've actually never seen this movie before. I think it's called Silence of the Lambs. Isn't that what it's called, bitch? Well, anyways. So we're watching it, and I actually wanted to watch like Crossroads or something. So we're watching it, and he starts like hugging me, and he starts feeling me out, and he starts like touching my arm, and he starts again nibbling my neck and nibbling my ear. And then he whispers to me, and he said, if it was possible, would you let me taste you? And I mean really taste you? And I was like, this is where I die. My mother is gonna find me half eaten watching Hannibal, and this guy is like finishing me off, eating me. Like, that's what I thought, bitch. I thought this, okay? And I was like, listen, you're really into this, huh? And he's like, I have to confess something to you. I dream of biting. That's all I want to do. I want to bite really hard until my teeth sink into the meat. My teeth sink in to the bones. That's what I want to do. But he wasn't telling me in an aggressive way. He was just like, listen, that's just one of my fantasies. You know, I want to connect with the person I'm with. He said, I want to put it in, and I want to bite and connect with that person, bitch. And I was like, well, listen. I said, you are a very nice guy. I appreciate everything, but I gotta go. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say I gotta go. I said, listen, I appreciate you telling me this, but I'm not the one you're gonna be biting to. Plus, listen, I don't eat that well. I'm probably very greasy, my meat. And we were laughing at this point. We were both laughing because he was like, you know what? I think he said, like, I told him my truth. This is what I want to do. This is what turns me on, that I act like I own this person. I act like I'm their daddy. I act like I want to bite them. I want to see how much pain they can resist. And this guy is nervously talking about how his dream was to be one of the Coyote Ugly dancers. I told him that. I was trying to change the subject, and I was like, I respect that you love to be that aggressive, but I said, you know, I like to take things a little more softer and slow. And we started laughing about it, but honey, I got out of that apartment so quick. And I just remember that when we went to Universal Studios, I think it was Universal, they were doing like old school mazes. They did like all these old school mazes. This was like some years ago, and I think they had Hannibal or Silence of the Lambs, and I just remember that night every single time, and I was like, oh my God. So I just wonder now, I'm like, you know what, like, if you guys don't believe this is true. Like, there are people out there who dream about eating. Now, my experience was nothing like this Armie Hammer, but had I said yes to him, I would have probably been on somebody's plate, okay, bitch? I would have probably been on his plate and fucking me in denial, delusional, singing Britney Spears while he's fucking cutting off my toe and eating it with fucking sriracha and ranch, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, hell no, I'm not into that life. But anyways, you guys, it sucks because let me tell you something. This guy was damn fucking hot. He was so damn hot. And listen, had it not been because he wanted to eat me, bitch, I probably would have given him a little bit of my WAP that night. Probably not, I don't know. But can you imagine that you're over here trying to stick in your tummy, looking great, trying to get the perfect angle, and this stupid ass guy has in his head that he wants to eat you? Damn. I mean, lick a little booty, but you want to eat me? No, no, sir, no. no! But anyways, you guys, I gotta go. This is too messy. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you ever had an experience with a cannibal? Lord Jesus. Actually, I have never ever thought about this before, but the last, what is it? Isn't it Nurse Ratched? Didn't the guy in the prison also, wasn't he a cannibal? I think he was, right? He was, yeah, I think he was. He's so hot, that actor. But anyways, I gotta go, you guys. I love you guys so much. If you guys want more story times, let me know. And why don't we watch Silence of the Lambs tonight? It sounds like a good idea, right? So we can all reminisce. I don't know where he's at. You know, he was pretty big and tall. He looked like like a American football player. So I'm thinking now, what kind of meat was he eating, bitch? Damn, the things I get myself into. Subscribe, bitch. Mwah. Turn off. I wonder where he's up to. This doesn't want to turn off. So I guess we're going to hang out another hour. I love you guys so much. Mwah.